Everybody is not going to be disciplined enough to go to the next levels of life. Out of 100 people, probably 3 really about that life.
Wallo 267 is an author, speaker, and entrepreneur. After serving 20 years in prison, he became the voice of $1 million worth of game, unpacking discipline, transformation, and the hustle behind real change.
You don't stop, you steady going, you never turn it off. Where does that come from?
Reason I went, I didn't give a fuck.
What kind of mindset does it take for a person to be incarcerated to come home and lock in like that?
Like I always tell people, I wasn't in jail, I was in Yale.
Along this journey, have you lost anybody that you really cared about, family members or friends who did not understand, but you were locked in and focused on, and you had to separate yourself from them, now where Wallo 267 is now?
Too many to count.
What is something today that I did not ask you that you want the people to know about you, love? What's going on, family? Welcome to another episode of Dominate the Decade podcast. Well, listen, all we do is interview high-level individuals who are dominating their particular industry, their particular lane. And I got a very, very special individual that's sitting next to me today, man. I got my brother Wallo is in the building, y'all. Listen, Wallo come to shine some light on what does it truly take to get to that next level? Because some of y'all out there, you're struggling. Now you want to know what you need to do to get to the next level. A lot of y'all already follow Wallo. Y'all already know what he do. Y'all know how he coming. Wallo, talk to the people, man. Look, I don't think you really need no introduction, but how you feeling today, bro? You good?
I feel great. I feel good. I'm just here to share some knowledge. When you called me, D was like, yo, man, pulled up. You know what I mean? I don't know where I'm at in Atlanta. I just pulled up. He said, it was a little distance, but I said, all right, let me get up.
Yeah.
And I just think, it's not about motivation. It's about discipline.
Yeah.
A lot of people say they motivate. Now you got to be disciplined. You got to be willing to do something every day and don't see no money. You got to do this shit blind. You got a blind grind.
Yeah.
Like really, you got to really be into it to be like, you know what? I don't know where I'm going with this, but I know it's something at the end of the tunnel. And I really know that if I stay down with it, it's going to crack.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, in this day and time, we so focused on, we want to see people glory, but we don't want to study their story.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And I just think we in a world where everybody want right now. Right now is closer than you think it is if you're willing to just put the work in and don't think about right now.
Yeah.
But when you always focus on right now, it's hard to lock in and get a system put together, a winning system, because that take time.
Yeah.
And it's just real hard. So like with me, I always was on the fact of like I'm gonna just grind. I ain't know where nothing was coming from.
Yeah.
I ain't know when it was gonna come. I just know if I stay down right here, something is going to happen.
Yeah. And it's crazy when we think about like taking time and staying down. I remember when I first met you a few years ago, we were just talking about it when you was pulling up. I met you at the Cosmo in Vegas, and my very first interview, for those who don't know it, was on $1 Million of a Game. And I remember after the podcast, you was like, bro, you gonna be the biggest. Like you was like, in the next couple of years, like, I don't know, I've never met you. You was like, that's the first time I ever met you. You said, but you're gonna be big. And I want to know, like how did you see what you saw? Because right now I'm doing good. But like what did you see?
I remember that conversation vividly. It was your energy, D. It was your energy, and it was like you had a different type of delivery, your energy, and you had believability. I believed you, and you believed you. And I think a lot of times you have people out here, they be doing a bunch of stuff. They don't even believe themselves.
Yeah.
They don't believe that they're gonna be they don't believe that they're gonna be a millionaire. They don't believe that they're gonna make tens of millions. They don't believe that shit. You had this believability where you was like, man, I believe in this shit. I believe that you believed in it. You made me a believer, and it was just like, this dude ain't playing. And you just had a different determination, in you. And I think that, just that Chicago, being a Chicagoan and just having to grind and coming up in the struggle, you look at things a little differently.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it really was about. It was about that. And I just seen that shit. I'm like, yo, this dude gonna go.
Yeah.
And you went.
And I appreciate that. And it's like, I always, I'll be talking to my wife and I say, Lo a couple years older than me, and I say, I'll be seeing myself in you, because it's like, and I'll be telling my wife, I'm like, people don't realize that, like, I want to give you your flowers. I'm like, Lo, he was incarcerated for not just like a couple years or whatever. Like, he was incarcerated for a while. I mean, he gave a lot of people a head start. Like, but then came home and now you running laps. Like, how does a person do that? Like, how, like, what goes on in your mindset, and what's the thought process to go from being incarcerated, and I think it was 20 years, give or take, to now being one of the top people that everybody look to for motivation, inspiration?
It's not even about doing time. It's not even about the head start. It's about understanding that everybody is not going to be disciplined enough to go to the next levels of life.
Mm-hmm.
It's not meant that way.
Yeah.
It's not meant for everybody to be the president, people to be kings, or people to be CEOs. If that was the case, when nobody working 9 to 5,
Yeah.
everybody will be rich.
Yeah.
Everybody just don't have that mindset. They don't have that beast in them. People gonna get up and they want to be mediocre. Some people just want to be known on social media. Like, do you know how many people, when you look on social media, you know how many people is famously broke?
Yeah.
They don't even want no money. People don't. So it's like it's a whole different game to be next level.
Yeah.
Because next level come with understanding that I'm here, but I want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta be able to map that road out. Some people don't even have a road because some people just focus on, I want to be known on social media.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if you dedicated, if you disciplined, and if you consistent, you're not going to have a lot of people in your way. Because most people is not on that time out here. Most people out here is really on some bullshit.
Yep.
And they most people is playing for the next party, the next trip, the next chain, the next jury, the next clothes. They're not playing for longevity.
Yeah.
So I never seen it. I never was worried about nobody out here. I couldn't see nobody because I was like competing with the person that I ain't want to be no more.
Wow.
The old me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I never was competing with people because I'm like, how can I compete with anybody? And these people been out here.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I already knew that I don't care who it is. I just know people not going to be disciplined enough to get up every day and do something not knowing what the reward going to be. I was.
That's tough.
Like everything, most people is motivated by, hopefully this happened for me 4 months, 3 months. I'm like, man, listen, I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna put my flag down, and it's gonna be my land, and I'm gonna stay here so long. I'm gonna learn the game of this, whatever I'm inside of.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm inside of, I need to learn the game of this, and I'm gonna be the greatest at this, or one of. It don't matter. I'm still gonna win.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people mindset is not cut. See, most of this shit is about mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even about, a lot of things that people, no, this shit is about what is your mind really on? And what is the roadmap? What is the plan? What is your list?
Yep.
And once you establish that, if you really about this shit, can't nobody mess with you. But out of 100 people, probably 3 really about their life.
Damn.
Think about it. How many people came through your, how many people have you mentored? How many people came through your classes through the years and ain't do shit?
A lot of them.
Never became a millionaire.
Yep.
They ain't do shit.
Mm-hmm. And they had the same information that the other people in the program.
Because being an entrepreneur, going to, taking courses, going to classes, going to conferences, that shit became performative. Mm-hmm. That's like a sport now. That's like going to a Beyonce show. Mm. That's just something to do to say, I'm doing. See, people is more excited and more dedicated to creating content like they making it happen instead of making it happen. The illusion and the allure. So by some people saying, oh, I'm going to this conference.
Yep.
They just want to take the pictures to show the friends back home that they was there and they was at the conference. They're not going to take no action though.
Looking like they got motion, but no motion.
See, you could be everywhere and nowhere at the same time. You know how many people is everywhere and nowhere at the same time? Because when I remember one time somebody said, damn, Wallo, man, you don't stop, man. You just kill this early in my career. Man, you don't stop. You just be, God damn. I'm looking at him like, what you talking about? Damn, he don't even dig that I was getting up in the morning. About 10 o'clock, I was back in the house doing research. You're only looking at me 3 videos a day. That's 3 minutes.
Yep.
Fuck is you talking about? You think I'm running around? No.
Yep.
But you got people that's, oh man, I'm at this event. I'm at this thing. I'm at this party. I'm over here. You just wasting time, bro. You ain't doing that. You could have been sitting in the crib on a laptop with your notepad doing some research.
Man, say
learning
that.
about this AI shit, taking it to the next level.
Yep. And that's one of the things that, you know, I'll be touching on a lot of times with a lot of my mentees too, and people that come to me now and they say, dang, D, you had one of the craziest runs. And I'll be like, I don't really see what you see. I thought I was supposed to work. I thought I was supposed to research. I thought I was supposed to study my craft. I thought I was supposed to want to be the best. I thought I was supposed to want to outrun and outperform anybody in my industry and in my lane. And other people look at that like you doing ordinary and extraordinary work, and it's not really that. And it's like, again, coming back to you, it's like I look at them like, well, shit, what kind of mindset does it take for a person to be incarcerated to come home and lock in like that? Like, that's different. That's not ordinary. You know what I'm saying?
Like I always tell people, I wasn't in jail. I was in Yale. I wasn't in Princeton. I wasn't in prison. I was in Princeton. I wasn't in the state pen. I was in Penn State. I wasn't there educating myself, bro. I wasn't on no goofy shit.
Yep.
Because I knew most people out here couldn't. I knew most people out here, man, they just was lollygagging. I had a cell phone. I'm looking in the free world, and I'm like, oh, they out there bullshitting. Most people is bullshitting out here. Look, you live in the city of Atlanta, right? Predominantly, I don't know if it still was a predominantly black city. 99.7% of people is bullshitting down here. They bullshitting. They came down here to bullshit. They ain't come down here to do nothing but bullshit.
That's crazy. And they say this is the state with the most millionaires, though. That's what they say. So that means that most people who coming out here and relocating, they come in here just to play with the millionaires, to look at us, watch them.
No, you're not listening to what they said. Say that again. What they said, it was the what?
The state with the most black millionaires in it.
State. That don't mean it's the city.
Yeah, true. Yep. Man.
And that might be old people.
I can see that.
Older folks that already established themselves.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. Where does when you think about Wallo, where does like the whole morning motivation and inspiration come from? Where does that come from?
You know, it's just me doing my thing, man. Just pushing people because I'm up. You know, that's where it started from. I'm up. You know, and that's how it started. Just me pushing in the morning.
Look, them posts get the most likes, get the most engagement, get the most love. I mean, I feel them in the morning. You know what I mean? And it's like, when you think about how many people are motivated and inspired by those simple posts, and then you look at people on social media that's not posting at all, that's crazy. Like, you getting up every single day and you like, good morning, and you crushing the world, but then you got people that's watching it and they ain't gonna put in no work. They ain't gonna do nothing. They say they want to be motivated. They say they want to be inspired, but they ain't moving. They ain't doing nothing.
You know what? I had this. I'm gonna show you somebody. Let me see. And I'm gonna show you a whole movement I start, and then it's gonna make sense to you. My video started that. He said he said from him seeing my videos every morning, he wanted to do the routine.
Wow.
And that's how it all started.
That's crazy.
From him seeing my shit every morning.
That's crazy. Nah, that's crazy. And everybody is on him. Like, they on him heavy.
But you know, that's how the game be. You be surprised who watching.
Nah, that's heavy.
You know what I'm saying? So It's like, I just think, D, that I don't even look at people no more as like competition. I'm always thinking of the next thing to do. Like, I'm so far on this shit. Like, I got so much stuff that I'm on now. And I'm like, by the time people catch up, they're going to be like, I'm going to make, what I'm on now, by the time people catch up, I'll probably make a couple $100 million off this shit.
Yeah.
What I'm on now, what I'm building. Because it's like, I believe in technology, and I just believe that all you got to do is just do the research. Like, I'm always, like you see, you call me, it's middle of the day.
Yeah.
I was laying in the bed in the hotel resting. I ain't out here partying. I ain't give a fuck about it. I was laying in the bed resting. My computer was right there. I said, well, I'm going to take a nap, get up, I'm going to do this research because I got to do some shit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And that what you saying right now, it goes back to when people ask me about, they say, well, D, how are you so successful? Like, what are you doing every day? And I tell them, it's not about what I'm doing every day. It's about what I'm not doing every day. And I'd be like, I don't party. I don't kick it. People be hitting my phone. I'm somebody, they be tearing this up. Hey, we finna go here. We finna go there. I'm not going. I don't want to be there. I don't want to go there. I'm locked in. Stop calling my phone. Stop trying to hit me. And I think that that's the point that you're making. People are not, looking at what are they not doing versus what are they doing.
Shit, man. My favorite club is my MacBook.
You feel me?
Man, I get on that joint, man. That 13, that third MacBook Air, 1 terabyte, 13. Man, listen, I get on that motherfucker. Man, listen. Phew. It's just every time I go on, the money's ding, 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 ding. Yeah. It just be ringing in my mind. And I just be creating stuff and just getting on my data down. Okay, I got to do this. Boom.
Yep.
Man, stuff I done is crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to ask you in front of everybody because I get asked this a lot. Like, it seems like you don't turn off. Like, it seems like you don't stop. You steady going. You never turn it off. Where does that come from? Where does that stem from?
But I do. I love, one thing about me, I love resting.
Okay.
See, I'm the boy that go in the crib 3-4 o'clock and I go to sleep. Take a shower and I lay down. Because I like to be up at the night doing my thing, research. And you go back to sleep and then one thing about me, you got to turn off in order to turn on. So you got to know when to turn on. See, the problem is a lot of people, that's why I tell people before I said, you got to turn down in order to turn up. And you got to know when to turn up. And turning up is not, I'm talking about turning up in the areas of concentration that's going to elevate your life to the next level. See, the only time we turn up is in the nightlife.
Yep.
We turn up when it's time for liquor, hookah, party. That's when we turn up. But we don't turn up when it's time for personal education and self-development. That's the real turn up. You see what I'm saying? When you can do that shit, you ain't going to have no worries. Everything's going to be there for you.
How does a person go from being incarcerated and they come home and their mind is playing tricks or they feel like they lost or they behind? How does a person lock in on something in order to make something out of nothing? Because obviously that's the journey that you've been through. But how does a person go from being incarcerated, they come home and they watching this podcast right now and they like, well, I need to know, how do I figure this thing out and how do I find a way and make something out of nothing?
See, they can watch this, but when you first come home, at this stage, you're still, your pores are still open. You're still in infant stage of development. Even though you learned all this stuff, you probably read all this stuff, you just came home and you're still a baby. You're still looking at stuff. You're still impressionable. The problem is, one of the biggest magicians in the history of life is social media. Because it will make you see things that's really not there. And you got some people that understand what a magician do. It's illusionist. And they can see through it. But a lot of people, they can't. So it could the greatest musician in history of life, social media has finessed so many people out of position and not into position.
Yep.
Based off the illusions that it manufactured.
Yep.
Because a lot of people don't see. It's not about what you watching; it's how you watching.
Man, say that. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like me, I can see something like,
Yeah.
I don't. It's not too much that I see on social media that I really like. I like really to go in there and laugh most of the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But other than that, it's like you got to really be on your game.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just not gonna be disciplined enough.
Yeah.
Fuck the motivation. It's about discipline.
Yeah. 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 That's good. That's real good. And then when you think about like magician, and like social media, I was thinking about like the intro conversation that we had about how me and you met and leveraging like obviously not just social media, but then like when you look at like the podcasting industry and interview industry and how it has changed and like the biggest like footprint that y'all have had as men of a game. I want to know because I'm gonna give you your flowers. I'm gonna give you and my brother Gil y'all flowers. I know, and I ain't ashamed to say it. That was my first podcast interview that I ever did, and it changed my life. Like
But I told you that.
I got on my podcast. I got on that podcast, and it took me to the moon. And it wasn't no illusion via social media because, like you said, I was really passionate about it.
No,
I just needed that platform.
Not just passionate, D. We gonna be straight up, D. You was passionate. You had something special because you didn't even have finances to be like. Some people they look at it like had finance. You really was like, I'm gonna put this system, Carter. Y'all had like you was like, I'm on this mission.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the part people got to peep. Like, no, man. I think you just really got to, man, listen. You really got to start something today and be like, you know what? This time next year is the fuck up. I'm going to be up.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to figure out the way. Like, the what's the name is a money printer. That phone, MacBook, you don't even need no fucking MacBook. You got a phone. The only reason I tell people it's best to have a computer because different platforms give you different interfaces on there. You can't get the interface on you.
Yeah.
Certain shit you just can't see in certain ways. You need that.
Yeah.
Right? And some Wi-Fi is a wrap because your phone alone, once you grab your phone and some Wi-Fi, you got access to 5.6 billion mobile users. That's how many mobile users it is in the world. Out of the planet is 8 point something, probably.
Yeah.
8.2 billion people on the planet.
Yeah.
So right here, with this, that phone, you got 5.6 billion mobile users globally. So you got an audience. You just got to go find your people because there's people looking for you. There's a bunch of people looking for what you got, what you want, whether you a comedian, whether you a musician, whether you selling clothes. There's a bunch of people that's looking for real estate. There's a bunch of people that's looking for you. You just got to put out you got to grab the attention.
That's good. And I definitely can attest to when you got it together and you got a mission and you got a good product.
Man, you're going to win.
You're going to win. And if you get on a platform, like, and I don't know how Business Spotlight started. All I can say is thank you because I got on that joint and went crazy. And I've single-handedly watched y'all create so many millionaires from simply going on this podcast and being able to share with the world the solution that they have to people's problem through the Small Business Spotlight. You know what I mean?
That portion of the joint alone probably raked in about, when you think about everybody that came through there, hundreds of millions of dollars.
100% for sure.
Without a doubt.
For sure.
All independent entrepreneurs and stuff like that made shitloads of paper from that marketing tool. So, but it's still about discipline. It's still about what do you want for yourself and how much work you're willing to put in order to grow.
Yeah. Nah, that's good. That's real good. One of my final questions that I have for you is, what is something today that I did not ask you that you want the people to know about you, Lo?
One of the main reasons that I came up is because I don't give a fuck. Most of y'all give a fuck too much about stuff that don't matter, people that don't matter. You be worrying about people, places, and things that in the first of the month come, they're not going to help you. When you backed up on your rent, you got to pay credit cards, you got to do all this shit, they're not going to help you. When it's time to pay your kids' school tuition they're not going to help you. When it's time to pay your car insurance, your health insurance, they're not going to help you. The problem with our people, black people, we always worrying about the opinions of people that's not doing shit from our community. People back home, people around your neighborhood, people that didn't decide to leave and do things that you want to do. You still concerned about their opinion. The reason I win, I didn't give a fuck. I kept going no matter what. Yep. People care too much.
Man, that's so good. And in closing, just to kind of give people some perspective, along this journey, have you lost anybody that you really cared about in regards to like family members or friends who did not understand what you were doing or what you were going through and what you were locked in and focused on, and you had to separate yourself from them to get to where Wallo 267 is now?
Too many to count. Let me tell you something, man. As lonely at the top is real. It's not just that everybody's not going to understand your journey and discipline and the time you got to put in it. Entitlement is real.
Mm-hmm.
You got to deal with entitlement. You got to deal with, people feel as though you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. It's just too much. And you can't be able to deal with all that stuff if you're trying to stay focused and you got a mission. So,
All right. Anything in closing for the people, Lo? Any words of encouragement? Any last things you got for the people before we close it out?
Know your strengths. Respect your weaknesses. And let me just say this. Great marketing is better than a great product at the beginning. Because you can have a great product and your great product might never get seen by anybody because you don't have great marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Great marketing is the intro to I'm talking about any restaurant, any rap music, any brand you got, whatever you got going on. Mm-hmm. You got to have great marketing and you got to be willing to invest in marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, you got to go crazy about marketing. And when you got great marketing, it will amplify great product. So you want to be great in both departments, but you got to have great marketing because the great marketing kicked the door in. Mm-hmm. It kicks the door into everything that we want to connect with. Great marketing is everything.
Listen, man, y'all heard it here first, man. That was another episode. My brother Wallo 267 came through the building, kicked the door in, set the record straight on what you need to do in order to go be successful. Listen, this was another episode of Dominate the Decade podcast where we show you how to dominate. So I need you to take everything that Lo told y'all today, go apply it, go implement it so that way you can dominate in your particular industry. But more importantly, make sure you love on the people and keep God first. Let's get it.